Hello, this is Ernest Burley Jr., your certified financial planner professional, your NFLPA registered player financial advisor, your chartered financial consultant, your author of two books on money management. Money Management, Easy as 1, 2, 3, and Money Management from Grade School to Grad School. These books are being used across the country at churches and different organizations to help teach financial planning principles, insurance concepts, and also money management skills to children, youth, and adults. So I thank you to those who are doing that right now, and ask others to just call Amazon, flood Amazon, because my books are available on Amazon, and flood them with orders so they have to call my publisher for more books. I look forward to you doing that. I appreciate those who are already doing it. All right. I'm also an investment advisor representative. I hold a Series 6, 63, and Series 7 that allow me to offer securities products to clients across the country also, which is great stuff. I'm a licensed insurance agent with over 30 years experience in the industry, and I've been in business well over 25 years, helping people all across the country, from the north to the south, from the east to the west. So I love doing that. State lines don't confine Burley Insurance and Financial Services and Ernest Burley Jr. Moi of helping people with either financial services, investing, or insurance, or financial planning, etc. Okay, so here we go. I specialize in these areas. I specialize in money management, wealth management, investing. So people often roll over their retirement plans to me into an IRA so I can manage that, or just a regular retail account, a brokerage account where someone has a large sum of money and they're like, hey, I want you to manage this for me. So different reasons people reach out to me for money management. So that's what I specialize in, that setting up retirement plans, things of that nature. Also asset protection, so protecting what you've accumulated, as well as asset growth, so strategically trying to grow what you have at your disposal. All different types of financial planning, whether it be basic financial planning or comprehensive financial planning. Also all different types of insurance, right? So Burley Insurance and Financial Services. So all insurance products and all financial services products for the most part. So whether it be long-term care insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, auto, home, renters, condo, church policies, professional liability, contractors, investment properties, boats, jewelry, furs, just all different types of insurance policies we have for our clients to take care of whatever that situation is, in addition to the financial services. And last but not least, athlete management. So on the NBA side, I'm an NBPA certified player agent, so I can get your guy opportunities to play in the NBA or overseas, because I'm FIBA licensed also, to get someone an opportunity to play overseas, professional basketball. Or on the NFL side, I'm an NFLPA registered player financial advisor. So, do some things in the athlete management arena too. All right. So the purpose of this podcast is to educate, to enlighten, and empower you with clear, objective, unbiased information so you can make some great decisions for yourself and for your family. That's what it's all about. Just, try to help, try to each one help one, right? So if you get some good information, forward it to somebody else so they can take a look and say, oh man, that's something I need to consider and really dig deeper on, right? All right, so today's podcast is titled Mortgage Life Insurance, Yes or No? I'm sure there are some interested parties in this particular question, because I've received this question a couple times just over the past few weeks here. And, it's a common question people ask about, hey, what do you think about mortgage life insurance? So send me your questions, because someone emailed me this question and I replied to that individual. But send me your questions. I may podcast it, right? So I'm making a podcast out of this question. So I'm turning the word podcast into a verb. I may podcast it. There you go. So here we go. People often get these mailers about mortgage protection or mortgage life insurance, stuff like that. So it's normally saying mortgage protection because they market it to sound a little nicer, right? To make it sound appealing. But if something pays because you pass, it's life insurance. I don't care if they call it a platter, a beautiful, a foo-foo, a poo-poo, whatever they call it. If it pays because you pass, it's life insurance. It's just kind of prettied up and disguised because people are kind of turned off by the term life insurance for the most part. So, people try to make it more appealing. Either people or companies try to make it more appealing and less gloomy by giving it some other type of name. So like mortgage protection, mortgage insurance, legacy building, wealth building, depending on the angle they're coming at you from, right? They'll call life insurance different things, but if it pays because you pass, it's life insurance. So life insurance is marketed, it's twisted in so many different ways to get people to buy it. And life insurance companies, I get it. Life insurance agents, I get it. You're trying to get your foot in the door, trying to explain how a life insurance policy can benefit people and their families. And, oftentimes this is an admirable and commendable undertaking because these companies, a lot of times, and these agents, well, I'm a life insurance agent too. What's happening is an explanation. The admirable and commendable part is trying to get people to understand how this benefits you and how it benefits your family. Because so many times people pass without adequate life insurance and they leave their families all busted, which is ridiculous, right? GoFundMe and all this other kind of stuff. It's unnecessary if you just have something as basic as this in place, so you don't have that type of situation. You don't leave your children or your spouse or your family, your loved ones. You don't leave them holding the bag, so to speak. Just have this basic thing taken care of. So I get that undertaking for companies and life insurance agents trying to convince and educate individuals about life insurance and why they should have it and how it benefits them. So I understand that. That's admirable and commendable. But on the flip side, sometimes it's a little deceitful and tricky too. So you have to be careful. Just understand where the person or the company is coming from when they approach you with life insurance. But don't be so standoffish. Just get the basic information and make a decision that's good for you. All right. So anyway, back to mortgage life insurance. Or mortgage insurance, whatever you want to call it. Now, mortgage insurance is different. Now, there's PMI. I'm not going to get into that. That's different. That's something that's attached to a mortgage, and it helps out banks when people default on loans. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about mortgage life insurance. So basically, mortgage life insurance is a life insurance policy designed to pay off your mortgage if you pass early, right? So it's usually pegged to the mortgage. And by pegged to the mortgage, I mean, it goes down. It's like decreasing term. So decreasing term life insurance, which means the face value of the policy goes down as the mortgage is paid down. The benefit, the life insurance benefit goes down, because the purpose of the policy is to pay off the mortgage if you pass early. So if you start out with this much coverage and the mortgage is down here, then the life insurance policy is going to kind of peg to that amount. So if you have a 30-year mortgage, 15-year mortgage, or whatever, it's normally pegged to that. It's called decreasing term life insurance. But there are some mortgage life insurance plans that are level term, which they don't decrease. They stay at that same level, regardless of your mortgage going down, your mortgage balance going down. They stay at the same level. So that's called level term. But it's term insurance nonetheless. So it eventually will terminate. I've done podcasts on that. So just read the fine print and see what kind of plan it is. Is it decreasing term? Is it level term? How is the premium going to change over time? I've talked about that on previous podcasts too. So my take on it, that's the basic gist of the mortgage life insurance policy, right? My take on it is I'm not a fan of mortgage life insurance in general. And I know you're like, okay, why, Ernest? What that sounds like it's a good thing to do. Well, I'd rather a person have their own private personal life insurance policy and name individuals to receive the money, as opposed to the money going directly to a bank, directly to a mortgage company. I'd rather you list beneficiaries like relatives or whomever, whoever you want to receive the funds. So you give them flexibility and options. You give them the option to say, okay, well, they can comfortably pay the mortgage while everything's going through probate and whatever's happening with the mortgage. If you pass early, they have that life insurance money and they can make the mortgage payments very comfortably every month because they have that benefit, right? Or they could decide to pay off the mortgage if they want to, right? Or they can sell the doggone home, right? I'm not a fan of tying up the resources in an illiquid asset when the individuals you leave behind may need that money for other expenses. right? So give your family, give your loved ones, give your beneficiaries the option, the flexibility to do what they want to do. Do they just want to just make the monthly payment until they decide what to do? Do they want to sell the house and not have any of the money going to the house? Or do they want to just go ahead and pay off the house and keep the house as a paid off asset? Just give them the flexibility, the option to do it. That's why I'm not a fan of mortgage life insurance, because that benefit is going to the bank, going to the mortgage company. Of course, they're going to love it because they get all their money, right? So that's just my take on it. Hey, that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. That's fine. That's just my take. Okay. Now, one advantage I do see in mortgage life insurance, and this is one takeaway, is that if a person is older or has some type of health condition, or both older and has health conditions, it may be more affordable, or maybe more, you may be able to secure that plan more readily than a private life insurance company. Maybe, I'm saying maybe, it's a big maybe. So sometimes these companies have less underwriting guidelines and things of that nature. So, I mean, less stringent underwriting guidelines. It depends. So I'm just saying that may be a benefit. That may be a factor. If you're trying to get coverage on the market and open market, and you're, much older and you may have some health conditions, it may be a challenge to get a policy, or it may be an expensive venture for you, versus if you get the mortgage life insurance. Sometimes they may have a situation where they have much easier underwriting guidelines, or maybe no underwriting guidelines, and the premium may be more palatable. I'm just saying maybe. Just check it out. Check out both arenas. Get some private life insurance company quotes. Doesn't cost you anything. And, you can investigate the mortgage life and see which is best for you, right? I always say read the fine print. Just read the fine print in those documents, right? So mortgage life insurance should be your last option, not your first option. It should be your last ditch option, not your first option. My first option, my first choice, my priority or recommendation to clients is to get their own personal private life insurance policy where they can name beneficiaries, where they receive the money, individuals receive the money, not the bank or the mortgage company. Give your people flexibility and options to decide what they want to do with the funds and with the house. Okay. And that's it for today's podcast. Real simple, to the point. I hope you got something out of it. And I want to end it by saying, read the fine print. If you do want to consider mortgage life insurance, read all the fine print. Like what I said, is it level term? Is it decreasing term? Is the premium going to change over the time of that policy? Get all those facts first, and get the same facts from the private life insurance company. Okay, that's it. I appreciate you guys listening in every week like you do. I ask that you forward my podcast to others. My podcasts are all on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Ernest Burley, or Ernest Burley Jr. Actually, it's Ernest Burley Jr. That's my podcast. So go to my YouTube channel, click around in there, like and subscribe. So like and subscribe to the various videos that you look at. Forward the YouTube channel to your friends, family members, church members, co-workers, employers, everyone. It's a global thing, right? The internet is global, so you can send it to people all over across the world, and ask them to do the same, to just spread the YouTube channel, spread my YouTube channel, spread my podcast to all their friends, family members, church members, acquaintances, etc. If you want to reach out to me, very easy to do. You can email me. My email address is my first name at my full name.com. So Ernest at ernestburleyjr.com. Or you can email me from my website. My website is ernestburley.com or ernestburleyjr.com, whichever you choose. And I have a lot of great information on my website too, calculators and videos, and just a lot of useful and helpful information on my website that I think you'll find helpful. Or you can call my firm. 301-262-2600 is the number to my firm. Very easy to do that also. Okay. I think that's just about it for everything. Hopefully you can forward the podcast, forward the YouTube channel to others, because I talk about a wide variety of things. I talk about everything from real estate to infinite banking, to whether you should buy a car or lease a car, whether you should go into business or not, and how to approach that venture, all different types of insurance, just a whole wealth of information on there. So I hope there's something that can help you out. Okay, that's it for today's podcast. Let me read my disclosure since I mentioned that I am in the financial world. So here we go. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., 13621 Annapolis Road in Bowie, Maryland, 20720. That's where my firm is located in Bowie, Maryland, outside our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. But I have clients all over the country, and I'd love to help you too if you need my services. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Next Financial Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc. is not an affiliate of Next Financial Group, Inc. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. All the views expressed are those of Ernest Burley Jr., moi, and Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., and not those of Next Financial Group, Inc. Next Financial Group, Inc. Does not provide tax advice. And that's it for today's podcast. Hopefully you got something out of it and you can make, hopefully a good decision based on that information, okay? Y'all take care. Y'all be safe out there.